This is Serve and Spill with your hosts Deana and Krystina. We are here to say what you're thinking with no edits.
So whether you like your tea sweet or your coffee black, we like it piping hot as we serve and spill.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Serve and Spill. I am definitely ready to serve it up because I'm having some difficulties this morning. However, you are not just going to see Krystina and I today on this episode of Serve and Spill, but we have a special guest. This is Kathy. We're super excited. I told Kathy she needed to join us because of her tagline, and I want to know how true that is because I think it's an epic tagline. Kathy, how long have you known Krystina for?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, geez, like 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's legit a long time.
Yeah. Like
So
a long
you're
time.
at that stage of life where you can trash talk each other, but you totally love each other because it's that long.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I'm trying to see now, based on looking at Kathy, she looks like a sweet tea, but I'm like wondering, are you black coffee or are you sweet tea?
I'm more the black coffee with the sugar-free sweetener.
Okay.
Splash of cream.
A splash of cream.
Splash.
All right. That's interesting.
Listen, she may be living down south, but she will forever be a Jersey girl.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you miss it here?
Very true. What's that?
Do you miss it here?
That's it.
No.
That's a very open-ended
No, I'll answer it for you. She said no. She does not miss it here one bit.
I miss some people and I
Okay.
miss some things, but I don't miss the lifestyle.
The camaraderie?
I
is what they
was
say?
in a very crazy lifestyle living there, and I definitely appreciate the slower life and a little more simpler life.
I mean, I know from my visits to North Carolina
Is it north or south?
I'm south.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing.
I get confused, but I always know
But,
that
like,
she's south.
They've got the best sweet tea. They got Bojangles down there. Like, this is not good eats, but
What
they
is
have
Bojangles?
Oh my god! So it's like a fried chicken joint, but the
Is
biscuits
it like KFC
are,
of the south?
But it's good. It is good. Like,
Really good.
yeah,
It's
They're-
so bad, but it's bad.
it's not. Yeah, like when you bite into their biscuit, it's like homemade. Someone sat up all night making these biscuits, fried their chicken, the sweet tea coupled with it. Like, it's not a good option, but
it's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Don't
then
forget the bow rounds.
okay, yeah. And then wait, do you have Cookout by you, or is that just a North Carolina
We do.
thing? Yeah. So Cookout is like
It's like
this.
a different language.
It's this drive-through, and you can they're hush puppies, and they have like all these different concoctions of like shakes and oh my god, it's so good.
Like a Sonic?
Yeah, but Sonic failed, didn't they?
I don't know. I've never been to a Sonic, to be honest. I have never been to a Sonic.
I went to
I
Sonic for
drive
their
past it, but
drinks.
I've not been.
Well, we have here Chick-fil-A. Do you have Chick-fil-A?
We have Chick-fil-A.
I've never eaten Chick-fil-A.
I have.
Is it good?
Chick-fil-A actually started more south and worked its way up north.
Okay. We have a taco place that's going to be opening soon in
Yes.
town. Do you have
With
you have taco joints by you? Is that a thing? I don't know. I feel like
okay.
you all eat more.
Well, it's so
I feel
funny
like
you say
y'all eat
this.
more proper down there.
It's so funny because whenever Kathy and me would go out, we'd always go out for Mexican and margaritas.
Who doesn't love Mexican food though?
Oh my god, like
That was our jam.
yeah.
Are you a tequila girl?
I was.
Okay. All right. So like back in the day in like 1922 when I drank tequila, I was a fan of Hornitos.
What?
Hornitos.
Nope.
Hornitos? Am I saying it wrong?
I don't even know what that is.
It's tequila.
I know Jose Cuervo. That's about it.
Well, you'd go to Jose Tejas. Okay, because we would go. I lived in Lincoln. Oh, it's okay. Lincoln Park.
Okay.
I'm always like, ooh, government name, government town. And you would have your Hornitos. I can't say it.
Is it right?
Hornitos.
You're getting a little southern twang being on with South
I know.
Carolina
Sometimes
here.
when I talk to Kathy, every now and then, her and I talk all the time. Her and I literally talk. We are on the chat and we're doing it all. Sometimes we talk about these things. She was telling me the other day she made these hush puppies. I was like, girl.
It's like, bless your heart.
I love that. Bless your heart.
Aw.
She's sitting over here like,
Okay.
So this is the tangent that we go off on. So welcome to the show.
Go ahead.
But I feel like it breaks it down a little bit because we don't like to be so
Structure.
hi and welcome to the stop. The retention's gone.
Yeah.
We lasted 3 seconds.
Yeah.
But I do have a question for you, and I told Krystina, I ask everyone this. I asked her this. And now I don't know if you are portraying this right now. She might be.
Could be. Subliminally.
What? We're making really nervous.
Subconsciously.
What is your favorite color and why?
My favorite color and why?
Yes.
Well, I always say black.
Okay.
And
okay.
then I'm always told black isn't a color.
Yes,
It
is.
is a color.
It's color of all.
Yeah.
I think black just goes with everything. It's classy looking. It's a clean look. And I mean, I was a hairdresser my entire life, so all I ever wore was black. And there's just a joke that's always so true because I just went through this the other day. I was going through all my shirts and I couldn't find that one black shirt that I wanted to wear.
Yeah.
You know, so black is black. I don't know. I love it.
Unless you have a hairy dog.
Oh, yeah. I'm always like, I mean, I have.
Well, my dog is a s'more. She has a little bit of white, but she's more brown and black, so I can get away with it.
I always made sure I had a black dog so that the black hair didn't let her
Smart.
get on my black
Very
clothes.
smart.
Smart. Very smart. I like that. Do you have, I was going to go with blue. Are you wearing blue? Is that blue? Right?
I am wearing blue. But
So I thought you were going
That's
to
why.
blue.
That's why I thought. I was like, maybe subconsciously she's wearing her favorite color.
Well, Krystina today, if you can't see with the,
Oh, I have my pink on underneath.
Yeah.
Real pink.
a whole new world.
But I did have a black shirt on before, and I changed. I said maybe I should put a color on. So it's funny you said that.
See?
Well, Krystina came in and I said to her not to worry because we have our shirts on today. And she's like, I have pink underneath. And it's, can you see her pink underneath that?
A little bit, not much.
Okay.
See, I think it's if you point it out.
Yeah. I wore a black bra last time I recorded. I was like, oh, oopsie. It's probably not the best decision. But
okay.
maybe because I have it on warm. Our light is warm.
That's good, though.
It's warm.
I don't like really bright white lights.
You don't want me to put this on brighter?
That's fine.
Okay. All right. So I want to get into the nitty gritty.
Oh, my God.
So I know you've known Kathy for 20 years. So you can't be biased.
Okay.
First and foremost, Kathy, you said hairstylist. Is this something you still do down south?
I do it for close friends.
Okay.
But I don't work in the salon here. I'm in human resources here.
Is it different down south, like hair salons? Like, are they coming out for the big blowouts? Like, girl, doll me up.
Oh, I have to be honest. I don't go to a hair salon. I get
Okay,
my
you don't
hair
have
done
to.
at home because my husband also is a hairdresser up north.
Stop.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my-
she's got like the best of both worlds.
Wait, do you trust yourself or your husband to like color your hair, or is that something you're going to go to a place?
No, the color for sure. But what I will say, and I'm not saying this just because she's sitting there, I need me a good Krystina hairdo.
Oh.
I know. Kathy always gave me the best haircuts, I swear.
See, that would make me so sad. Like, I had my friend who I've gone to for 10 years, and she moved to Boston. And I'm like, wait, like, what am I? She came back. Girl came back. But I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I need someone who's going to do, no.
Yeah.
I also am really bad at styling my hair. We've established that.
Well, you know, we also worked together for so long, so we have very similar style. And
Okay.
so if you want, like for me, if I wanted my hair done the way I would do it, I would have Krystina do it. Like my sister still lives up north, so if she wants like a Kathy haircut, she goes to Krystina.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you can chime in too with this. What am I doing wrong that I'm blow drying my hair? And like in the beginning, I never used to stay with it long, where it was like kind of like puffing out. And I'm there for a while, but I'm still not getting that like finished, polished, like, you know what I'm talking about? You know when you're like,
I think it's just
for-
very heavy.
Do you think it's too dry?
I think you needed more cut. I think it's too heavy.
Could be the products you're using. Could be you're not getting it all the way dry. You're still leaving moisture in it, so it gets
Probably.
fuzzy as it continues to air dry.
Something just popped in my head, but I can't say it.
What? Oh,
You can say it.
air dry the shit. She thought it. I said it.
The one time I was like, I can't say it. I'm gonna put my hand over the microphone. Stop. Okay.
I still think it looks good. I just think you need it a little
but here's
bit
the
more.
thing. I hit a point in my life where I was blowing out my hair and it looked professionally like blown out, and I was so proud of myself. And now I don't know if it's the weather because it's so humid, so
Well,
it
it
could
is
be
humid.
that. We don't have hard water here. I take care of that, but I don't know. I can't. I'm frustrated.
How long's your blow dryer?
I cheat. I use the blow dry brush because I can't do what you guys do.
Okay, but,
one
like,
brush and a blow,
it's
like,
like-
ouch. See, this is why.
There's the coordination.
Like I can't do the whole like flip, flip. So I just do the brush where I'm like da-na-na-na-na, and then I twist it when I come down, and then when I finish, it looks great. But then like I don't know what happened.
I think it's too heavy.
Well, I don't want to shave my head.
No, but I think you just need to cut a little bit more off.
My hair right now, I think is
Dry
my.
it first with the blow dryer a little bit to get some of the moisture out, and then go in with the blow dry brush.
So I will admit that last night I fell asleep with wet hair, and then I blow dried my hair, which probably is not good. But that's worked for me in the past, so this is the frustrating point.
That's not working anymore.
I feel like I'm with my hair therapist. Hair therapy here. Let's do hair therapy.
Ooh, that's an idea for a new podcast.
Yeah.
There you go. Hair therapy.
Well, can you imagine how many people would come to you and be like, Dr. Kathy? So like, and this happens all the
DOH,
time.
Doctor of Hair.
Dr. Kathy, Doe,
Personal hair designer.
I wanted to cut my bangs. And I did the twisty thing I see all over the internet, and for some reason it's so much shorter and it's like up to here. I don't know what to do. And then you just take it away.
Can I tell you a story that I had with Kathy? Are you
you
thinking
did that-
about this story?
you did
the
that to
vitamin
her.
C?
Oh. What did you do?
Okay, so I was like in hair school and I really I was impatient and I was like, oh, I could do this. I could bleach my hair. Yeah. I was like, remember Vitamin C graduation song?
Yeah.
Yep. It was like bright orangey. I was like, we need to fix this.
So how'd you fix it?
Kathy fixed it with her magic wand.
Was it dry?
I mean, it wasn't healthy, but it didn't look the way I would rather have it not. I mean,
What were your school colors though? This could have worked.
red and white.
I would have just went red and called it a day.
I was out of school. No, that's my high school.
Oh, hair school.
Hair school.
Yeah, but didn't you do graduation too?
I'm talking about the song that
I
Vitamin
know. I'm
C
combining
sang.
everything. Like, didn't you go to a graduation after you finished hair school?
I mean, I had my own graduation party, but with hair school, I went to artistic. They're like, 1,600 hours, you got it. Here's your diploma. There's no graduation.
Oh.
Because everybody finishes on their different
At
time.
massage school, they did a little graduation. I didn't go to it.
1,200 hours it is, not 16.
No, maybe we need to up it for some of the people out there.
Little 400-hour refresher course.
Well,
Well, I was just talking to the people in the nail salon, and here they have to, every time you go to renew your license, and actually the massage place too, every time you go to renew your license, you have to take a test.
I mean, it makes sense because think back to some of the women that we used to work with that were kind of like ancient artifacts.
you don't have to redo your hours? Like, or not redo, but like you don't have to do like PD, professional developments?
I mean, there's classes that you can take, but if you're not in a salon and like you're not doing classes with your salon, you have to do it on your own.
I mean, you can do the continuing education like that, but I mean,
It's
you're
not
paying for
mandated
it.
to
No.
keep your license.
It's just every 2 years you have to spend. It just keeps going up. I don't know. I got the thing in the mail. I have to renew it by September, but like it's like $100 every 2 years, just to have an
Yeah, I just
active
got mine
license.
too.
But you don't have to do it. Like if I haven't been in a salon since Savannah's born, so I haven't been in a salon in 9 years.
But I feel like
But-
maybe I'm wrong, but don't the chemicals or the product, doesn't that
Everything
stuff change?
changes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I mean, if you're taking new clients, you want to, for yourself, be up on the latest stuff. But if you're doing like the same 5N and layered haircut, really, like doesn't change much. A lot of
I thought you were
people.
gonna fall off the chair.
Can you imagine? No, I'm pretty far away.
I once had a lady, so I went to this person because they did great blowouts. We'll start with that. And she did my color, all that stuff. And then she goes, oh, I'm busy. I have to like hand you off. And I was like pissed because I'm like, no. Like if I'm coming to you for you, I want the full treatment. I didn't sign up for Sally to give me a blowout. I walked out looking like JFK's wife. I got the full flip. No,
wasn't good.
no. And like an idiot, I didn't say anything. She was like older lady. So I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. What if she like wowed me? And I was just like, oh,
you don't know.
My God. God did not approve either.
No.
Nope. Say what you want to say.
It does happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, it happens. And a lot of times what they do is like, if you have an assistant who's like learning, they'll like do the main part and they'll be like, here, you can blow her out. So you're kind of giving them practice too.
But I was a new
my thing was
client.
always, I was always a stickler about kind of like you attract the clientele that is like you.
Yeah.
And how your appearance is. Like you want to come to work looking put together. You don't have to look like you're going to a formal ball, but don't come in like you just rolled out of bed because we see plenty of that too. But in my opinion, I'm not going to go to a dentist with bad teeth. You know?
Yeah, it's true.
I'm going to go to a hairdresser with my hair like I want.
Yeah. No, now that
True.
you say that makes sense. I once went to, when I want a quick blowout, they have 2 places here. They have the dry bar or they have blow in, blow out. And I've always gone to the same person at blow in, blow out. I booked it for 8 a.m. That's the beautiful thing. I know it's early, but I had
Not early for me and Kathy. Me and Kathy are like up with the roosters.
I had a wedding to go to, so I wanted to go early enough. And I got there and they're like, okay, you're going to go with so-and-so. And I'm like, no, I booked this person. Like this person's always booked. Oh, she's not coming in until 8:30. And I was like, okay, I'll wait. They're like, no, she's booked up. So they changed me with somebody else and I gave this person the benefit of the doubt. And then this person was doing like they would blow it out and then curl it up, but it didn't hold. Like it didn't hold at all. So I walked out and it was just like, it kind of looked like this.
So you could have done it yourself, is what you're saying.
I wouldn't have done it myself because it was also like a wedding that my husband's ex-girlfriend was at. So we had to look great.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm sure you still looked great. It was just not what you expected.
Yeah, it wasn't volume. I can't say
Voluminous?
Words are hard. Leave me alone.
Voluminous?
I'm going to hide behind my screen.
Sometimes we just have expectations.
We were talking about, Kathy had a podcast that was talking about what?
Lead with that. Let's get into her podcast.
Kathy's podcast,
know, sorry,
Defining
this is
You,
annoying.
on Spotify.
You're defining me?
Defining you.
Why?
Because I'm judgy ass bitch.
That's the shirt she needs. Oh,
I'm a judgy ass bitch.
I got to show you both off camera later what I have a new shirt I designed. I'm very excited about it.
Is it more black coffee than sweet tea?
Yes. But I can't sell it. I could print for others because I stole like one of those nice luxurious guide
Voluminous, luxurious.
bag logos.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to say it though because like whoever's listening might be like, I'm going to do that, which you can't. All right,
Okay.
go. Define me.
Okay, so Kathy's podcast, she was talking about, on the last one, about action and reaction. And it's true, like, kind of like that. Like, you go in there and you're, like, expecting to be with this woman at 8 a.m. You find out she's not going to be there till 8:30. And then you find out that you're not going to be with her. And now you're just, like, in a bad mood.
What would you do, Kathy?
If I found out that I wasn't with the person that I expected,
Be pissed. I'd be pissed. It's happening.
Because you still need your hair done, remember.
right. I think it depends on where I was going. If it was nothing that I was doing that day, I'd be like, okay, maybe I'll just give this person a chance. Or if it's somebody learning, because I've been there, that kind of thing. But I think it's also situational. I think if I was going to an event, I might see, for me, it'd be different. I'd be like, well, I'll just do it myself then.
Yeah. I would have just did like a slick bun and called it a day because, listen, I'm the girl who believed, okay? Her senior year prom, I was like, I could do my own hair.
Oh,
like,
no. Do you have a picture?
somewhere in my 1922 drive, but I wanted to do, remember the movie She's All That? Mm-hmm. So I had my dress made to like vibe with her dress, and I wanted my hair like her hair. And I was like, I could do this. Like, all my friends are going to the salon. Also, I'm counting pennies here. So we're like, we could do this. I was late getting to my friend's house for pictures, and then I wound up slicking my hair back and putting it in a top knot bun. It looked horrible.
It looked like you did it.
Yeah. It looked like I had my hair done. It monsoon rained on me, and I had to quickly come up with another idea.
Like a backup plan.
Yeah.
That was your backup plan.
I'm sad.
What did your date say?
Not that I really care, because he's an idiot. He was like my high school boyfriend. Trash. If he listens to it. I know, because I won't share how it ended, but trash. He didn't say anything. He wasn't the type to be like... I don't think he ever said, you look beautiful.
What a douche.
Yeah. And he was older than me. I dated older people, like, when I was in high school. And it was funny, because when I, like, first liked him, I obviously wasn't, like, of legal age, so he wouldn't date me. And I'm like, okay, that's me, aggressive. Like, no, date me. And then I say to myself, thank God we didn't date right away, because, like, that, no, trash. I will tell you what happened after when we're not recording. I don't like to trash talk everybody, but, you know.
Okay, I was just talking to my friend about this yesterday when I was on my walk. We were on the phone. And I was like, it's not shit talking if you're being factual about a trashy person.
Okay, I like that. He shoved his foot through my front windshield.
Oh.
Yeah. And you want to know why? Here,
yeah.
let's just air out the dirty laundry. It's not dirty. My laundry's clean. His is dirty.
Girl.
Yeah, let's spill the tea. Let's piping hot spill it.
Go ahead.
So him and
here for
I broke up because I found out when he was in London and he was on his, like, what do they call it? Study abroad. He had cheated on me. How did I know? One, I'm a witch, so I have intuition. Number two, I found out because when we were there, am I like clinking? Is that me? No. When we were there, he said, we're going to go out to dinner with a friend of mine. I'm like, okay. He goes, but just don't tell them you're still in high school. Tell them you're in college. And I was like, why? So whatever. I lied. I said I was in college. And I was like, who cares? Whatever. Like, he paid for my trip to England. Like, let's do this. Let's have fun. We went to England, France, whatever. And then I remember her. I remember her name. When we came back, when he came back, there was like a phone number on like a piece of paper with like a heart, and I'm like, oh, we're calling this number. That's who I am. I'm that person. So I call the phone number, and I had a feeling, her name wasn't Chelsea, but I'll use Chelsea. I had a feeling it was Chelsea. I'm like, hey, is this Chelsea's mom? Because it was like a house number. She goes, yeah, this is. And I was like, oh. She goes, how do you know Chelsea? I'm like, oh, we did a study abroad in England together. Like, here I am, like, oh, fired up. And you know when you're like shaking because you just found out like dirt?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, fired up. So then after I hung up, he was like in the shower or something. He came out and I was like, oh, you have Chelsea's phone number? I was like, that's interesting. And I don't know what led me also to know like he cheated on me, just because other than he was like a dirtbag. So I was like, I'm done with you. This is ridiculous. Also, like, he had like a drinking problem, and we had like, it was just like, this is not going to be good. Like, if we're like 20s and like teenagers, whatever, and this is our lifestyle, like, what's the future look like? Next. So I break up with him. I go to my cousin's house. My cousin, he's not like my first cousin, he's like a second or third. He was having this big party. And he's like adorable. He's like an adorable guy. So I'm there. I don't know that my ex-boyfriend follows me. He stalks me.
I had one of those.
Follows me. I don't know this. I'm driving.
Kathy knows about the one that I used to have that used to follow me.
But did you know?
Oh, I knew. He used to hide in bushes. Like, legit. Like, make himself part of the tree.
Well, that's even scarier. We'll get to that on the stalking episode. That's a good episode. We'll talk about stalking in an episode.
Okay.
So I go to now this gets ballsy. Ready? I go through the back door, and it was like a frat house kind of thing. Like, he bought this house with his friends, and his guy friends lived there. So me and my cousin, I'm a tomboy, whatever. Like, they're like, oh, I bet you can beat him up. So I'm pretending to beat him up. In the doorway is standing my ex-boyfriend.
Oh my God.
He had the wahoos to walk into the honk. He had the honk to walk in. Like, who walks up to someone's house, let alone walk to the backyard? I'm still going.
You lost me at Wahoo's.
Cojones? Is that what they
she's
say?
gonna say cojones.
Wahoo. Slow as dirt.
Listen, I'm putting that on a shirt. You are slow as dirt. That is my logo. Like, Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
What was
Joe
his?
Deer Tight?
Yeah, like
If you're getting all fancy.
it's Joe Dirt Tag. Slow as dirt. Okay. But like, can you imagine? He had the wahues. I changed it again. To walk around someone's backyard. He's standing in the
door.
Just standing in the doorway because the doorway is open. So everyone's like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "That's my ex-boyfriend." So
The one I was just hypothetically beating the shit out of.
No.
Yes, you said you were like.
Oh, that was my cousin.
Oh, okay.
He asked.
All right.
So they're like, "Are you kidding?" Now all these guys also are like they're Jack, like Jersey Jack, like don't mess. So I'm like, what do I do? I'm like this, like I know he's crazy. So I walk outside and like toddler, like we're gonna like speed out of here and rev our engine and all that stuff. Like next. So something told me to like go look at my car. He legit slammed his foot on the hood, so my hood is dented, and he stepped on my windshield, so my whole front windshield is shattered.
Oh, that's nice.
So I call my cousin, and they're like, we're getting in the cars. So a bunch of them get in the cars, and I'm like, oh my God, they're going to like beat him up. And then like an idiot, I don't know why I didn't call the cops. I should have called the cops. This was stupid. So like,
it's like adrenaline though. It's not like your first thought.
Right.
You just want to like have revenge.
Also why I wasn't thinking about that. What I was thinking about is so back 45 years ago, I used to sing in the city and I was a songwriter. The next day was supposed to drive into the city for a really important audition with a possible record label. Guess who didn't go to that audition the next day? Me. Because in the town my cousin lived in, you couldn't leave your car on the street. I now have a broken windshield.
Yeah, like how are you going to drive it? Well, you could drive it, but really.
Well, the windshield guy was coming the next day, and I had to be there for him to do it, and nobody else was around. So I never called the cops. I threatened my ex-boyfriend with my dad because my dad would have like castrated him. And then he tried to give me money. He like came to my house the next day and he's like, here's money. I'm like, I don't want your money. Like, you know what you did. And then he had the audacity to tell his whole family I cheated on him. And then they're texting me with like names in a text message and all this stuff. So yes, I'm airing this all out. And I do hope if you are listening, stop following me on Facebook.
Does he?
Yes.
Oh, you're probably watching that.
I hope so.
Shame on him. I mean, really.
So.
But that's classic narcissistic behavior is to accuse somebody else of doing what you've already done. Mm-hmm. And you got caught, so now you're acting out because you don't want to take accountability for your own actions. So even when you're in your 20s, that just probably is foreshadowing to what he is now as an adult. And if he is following you on Facebook, it's because he knows that you're so much better off without him.
Mm-hmm. I almost don't mind. It's like, okay, if you really want to see my life without you, like, let's do this.
I get that.
Yeah. Thank you. I feel like I had a therapy session with you.
Yeah, that was good. I'm glad you got that out.
So now that I defined myself, I always ask too, like, what made you want to start a podcast? And like, what came about this idea, this concept?
For me to do a podcast?
Yeah.
So, oh gosh. I mean, I don't know, I guess because I'm not behind my chair doing hair anymore. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of like my connection to people and moving away from, my whole life. I mean, I literally picked up my life and moved to the unknown, which was
into the unknown.
I just, like I didn't know what I was doing. And I always wanted to get into helping other people in a different manner. And I've gone through an array of experiences in my life that I feel like I can talk a lot from my experience. I mean, I don't have, like I'm not a therapist, I'm not, a psychiatrist, but I can talk from experience and I can talk from things that I've learned in my life, whether from what I've gone through, from my own journeys in coaching and therapy, to just being able to help other people. And I was going through some stuff personally at that point in time, and I wasn't really letting any friends or family in on what I was going through, but I thought, what a good way to just kind of start expressing myself and start sharing with others experiences. And so I started a podcast. And then after about, it was close to a year of me doing it, some of the stuff that I was going through with my husband, he decided to join me on it and start sharing things that we were, experiencing at the time to try to like help other people too. So then we started doing the podcast and sharing it on a Facebook page and doing like Facebook lives and stuff.
I love sorry, my throat. I feel like it's like online journaling. Like I feel like we're lucky enough. These are the good sides of social media where, and I always say, you never know who you're helping. There's always going to be that one person's like, you sure you want to do that? Or like, you're going to put yourself online. Yes, Becky, I'm putting myself online because there's somebody out there that's literally going through everything you're going through, and through your words, through your actions, through your speak, all that, someone is listening and someone's like, oh, okay, so yeah, I can do this, or it's not that bad, or don't do bangs again.
Right.
I told you not to do bangs.
That's what I say all the time. If I help one person, then it's worth it, And, in the beginning when I kind of put it out there and shared it to my personal social media so that other people could start to see it and hopefully get a little insight on what's been going on. That was a little nerve-wracking too. And I knew that there would be some things said, especially like when it got back to people from work seeing it. And I just changed my perspective on it. I said, you know what? Either way, they can say something good. They can say something bad. They can talk behind my back, but they're talking. And it's creating awareness about all the topics that I talk about. So good, bad, or indifferent, it's making people talk and it's bringing conversation to the table. And that's kind of why I do it.
I think a lot of times too, like people who, like you were saying before, like people are always going to have something to say or whatever. I think it's a lot of people who have a lot of issues that don't voice their issues, and they wouldn't do this, but this is just how somebody else deals with it and goes through it. And like, who are you to judge about that? Like,
it's all over. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just talking about this in one of the group things that I'm a part of. And, I was basically saying too, like a lot of times when people find out that you've been through a situation, they're almost kind of quiet. They don't want to ask you questions because it makes them uncomfortable.
Sure. And I think that's it.
Hear you talk about how you go through a situation or how you've done the self-work and you do things to self-improve, it kind of, I don't want to say pushes them away, but they retreat from you because it makes them take that look inside and see things that they don't like about themselves. So it makes them uncomfortable. I mean, it's kind of like, like when you talk about improving yourself with health and fitness, people are going to
talk shit.
You guys were talking about it not long ago about like, well, just take one bite or just take a sip or, what's it going to hurt? It's because they don't want to take that look inside to do what they need to do to take care of themselves. And so they want other people to, like, misery loves company.
Well, that's like, I was just reading in the one chapter that I was reading in my book yesterday. I'm reading this book. It's called, The Naked Truth. Naked. It's about drinking.
You're reading books about naked?
No, not those kind of books. But it was talking about
smut or something like that.
Smut books. But it was I actually am reading a smut book, and it's very fabulous. I really like it. I will tell you all about that. But this was talking about how, like, you could be sitting at a table with people, and you go out to dinner with a couple girlfriends, and everybody's ordering a drink, and they're like, if you don't, like, people are either gonna like, be like, well, why aren't you drinking? Or, like, what's going on? Or, like,
are you pregnant?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Or they're gonna, like, if it's just you and one other person and you don't order a drink, they're gonna be less likely to order because they don't want to be drinking alone. It's more of, like, a social thing. And I think that's, like, kind of with this topic, like, people are not alone in situations, but people would handle it differently and almost take, like, not the easier way out, but the more comfortable route where, like, okay, let me just order a drink instead of not, because I don't really want to, but she is. Or, like, let me just not talk about this because it's just easier just to ignore it. But this one is, so I'm going to talk shit because it makes me uncomfortable because I have the same issue, but I'm not talking about it. Right?
Yeah, no, I got you.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And that's really, I mean, that's kind of what started all of that, too, was the fact that, my husband's drinking was getting to be a problem. And so, he did something about it. He stood up and he got, the help that he needed and started and for me, I've learned so much because I didn't realize too at the time, like, I just thought that was his story to tell. That was his problem. Like, I didn't need to worry about anything. And then realizing, when there's a situation within a family, like, and this is why we bring awareness, because people do deal with addiction, and it could be an addiction to anything, but the people around you also need that recovery. And in doing that, at the same time, like, there was things from my past that I've been through, therapy and counseling, and thought that I dealt with, but it just manifests itself differently. So you just start, it kind of turned into me thinking like, okay, well, now I learned that I also need to find, recovery from this. But then in the same time, like, I just started more self-improvement about myself. And when I was going through keeping that stuff secret from my friends and family, it was making me sicker, because I also have like health issues and things like that. And I was at my worst. So when I started putting that focus on myself, I started becoming healthier and better. And so, like, now it's kind of like when people look at you, they think like, oh, you look great. It's like, well, Krystina and I can completely relate to this too, because we both traveled the same health journey and saw the same doctors. And, people would say that, oh, but you look great. Yeah. Well, I feel like,
Feel like
Yeah.
shit, but I look okay.
Yeah.
yeah. Like, you don't know what it took to get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
So I think that also gives another perspective for why I think I have more empathy for people too. And I want to help people, is because you never know what somebody's going through, and you don't know what it took for them to get out of bed that day.
You're right.
Yeah. I agree. I think that echoes like throwback. So this is my second marriage. When I got divorced from my ex-husband, I'm the type of person that, if you haven't caught on, I will literally, like, the night before, I could have had this huge argument and just threw things across the room. And then I will go to work the next day and I'm like, hey everyone, like, how are you? Because I'm that person that, not that I don't want to lay my problems on everybody, but I also feel that I deserve to be happy. Essentially, I'm not, because I'm kind of guarding it and I'm layering it with like a faux happy, if you will. But I feel like it took a lot of me to understand that, wow, like, I did go through a divorce. Wow. The whole outlining of how it happened and the story and all that, like, really put me and crushed me down. So I think I decided to write a book. That was my kind of, here we go, world. And then having people, like you said, literally tell me I needed to read that. I needed to know about that, because it's now going to help me. And then I was like, you know what? It's okay to just be miserable sometimes. Or when someone says to me, like, I'm sure, like, I lost some weight. It was like, 3.5 years later, we got the rest of the baby weight off. But I did it at my own pace, because Lord knows black and white cookies are so dang good.
Black and white cookies.
But I made like a better health choice. And then, hanging out with Krystina too, it kind of rubs off on you, the people you hang out with, because I'm like, well, if she makes smart choices, maybe I should make smart choices. So, and God, I feel guilty when I don't work out.
I always applaud you when I see you post your workouts. I'm like, yes.
I'm like, here we go. It's like 9:30 at night and I'm so tired. I'm like, go, just ride the darn bike. Slow as dirt.
Slow as dirt.
But it was also hard to do that. So if someone now says to me, wow, you look great, I'll be like, yeah, but it was hard. And I think you know where I'm going with this. I think the reason why I am the way I am is because in today's world, we were literally just talking about this yesterday. I sent her a text message. We cut corners so easily, and, owed to Ozempic and all the weight loss drugs. I feel like there's too many times where people just get like the free hands out, words are hard, or just kind of an easy access. And then I'm the one working hard for it. So when someone applauds me, it's not like I'm not willing to take that applause.
But you want to let them know that you did the work.
Yeah, like I busted my butt. Like,
busted my hump to get here.
Bless your heart.
That's so true, because everybody wants an easy button. And it's funny because you're literally touching on like everything that I just had. There's one group that I'm in, like every other week we do these like writing prompts. And this particular one was really interesting because it was like, what would you want other people to ask you?
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the things that, when I was talking about what I would want people to ask me, I said, like, it was hard work. Like, it's hard work to get to where I am. It's hard work every single day. But, there is no easy button. You have to be willing. you have to be willing to make the change, whatever area in your life that you want to make those changes. And you really do need to have those people who hold you accountable. And, I think it was interesting when Krystina started posting about doing the body workouts and stuff, because, it wasn't like I was one of those creepers in the night following her on social media.
No.
I'm like, I'm following my friend,
Yeah, and you know what? Kathy always interact. Me and Kathy talk all the time. She's been living in, how many years you been down there? Almost 6?
6 years almost, yeah.
Yeah, and like we talk all the time. So it's not like she's a creep, but it's just like putting something out there and then having somebody, like even that, like she came home for a wedding and I saw her and I was like, I went home and I told Bill, I'm like, Kathy looks like the best I think I've ever, like everything though, not just your appearance.
Because she moved out of Jersey. That's why. That's number one. Less stress. People, when you're walking down the street, do they, hi? Like, do they look at you and make eye contact? Here, it's just like, oh, don't look at me. Pretend I'm on my phone.
When I was at my brother's wedding, there were some people who didn't recognize me, and I was okay with that.
Yeah. But I mean, like everything though, like everything, like just like your whole self.
Aura.
Your whole aura.
Well, it's funny because after I was looking at pictures, it was such an emotional, it was a mixed emotional situation for my brother's wedding too, because like we lost both our parents quite a few years back now. So like I'm the oldest, and it's just like a proud moment for my brother, and just so many different emotions. But when I look at those pictures, not just the emotions about him being married too, but I'm looking at myself. I'm like, who is this person? Because for the first time, like you said, you think it's the best you've seen me ever.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, I still feel this like all around balance. And it's like emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Like I am just in this place where I never thought I could ever get to. And when I talk about that to people, it's not because I'm bragging. It's because I know what it's like to be in that deep, dark hole. And I also know that it's possible to get out of it. But I don't want people to compare where they are in their journey either, because comparison is the thief of joy. I know it's a cliche saying, but it is true. Like if I compare myself to where somebody else is in their journey, I'm gonna feel a little bit less about myself. So I don't want to be compared to. Just like ask me and I'll be there. I'll walk the walk with you.
Right.
And I think when I was at my worst, I was trying exercise, I was trying the body program, and I gave up on it because I just couldn't do. I mean, in my mind, I was running 5Ks every day. My health wasn't allowing me to. Yeah. But then when I started to really feel better and find the right fixes, and I was like, well, I'm not going to re-sign up for body. I see it works because Krystina's doing it, but I'm not going to re-sign up with somebody I don't know. So I reached out to her and I'm like, I'm going to support my girl. Like, how do I get under you,
And it was good. She looks great. And you do it.
Yeah. And 4 a.m. that alarm goes off.
Oh my God. Can I tell you the struggles of just, I'm thinking about 5:15 when I have to go back to work, and I'm like, and then you said 4, and I'm like, wow, I can't, like, I tried the morning thing. I can't do it.
You can.
No, not that. Okay, I don't mean it like that. I feel like, so here's something, unfortunately. It wasn't until I had my first child that I found out I suffer from really bad anxiety. So now here's what I have to start doing next week. I have to start waking up like I'm going to work, because if I...
To like prep yourself?
Correct. If I break the mold of my schedule and I get up, my stomach starts going nuts and my body shuts down to where I've had crippling anxiety, where I literally, on the phone with my friend Brittany, it's winter, I have the windows down because I need the cold air. Like I need something to shock me into life. And I pulled up to work and I said, I can't get out of the car. Like I physically could not move. It like the throw up is here, even though there's no throw up. It's just all mind. And she's like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm like, I don't know. And then the following year it happened again. Weird enough, it was always around the same time, because it's like, it was in October. So like a full month of go, 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 and not being used to that. It caught up to me. And then the following year I was out for a full week because I couldn't get out of bed, because my body was like, we're not letting you do this. So when I tried to like work out in the morning because I messed up the norm that I know so much.
So you like need that
it
specific.
Yeah. So like what I'll do is my workout when I get home is coming off of the hustle and bustle high from the day, and it
To
actually
decompress.
Yeah.
See, but that's good. But that's what you're doing. But you're still doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like I have to now.
It works for you.
Yeah.
And as long as
I
you're
want to
doing
do the morning
something-
though. Like I see people who work out in the morning, they're just happier people. And
I don't know if I'm a happier person. I just feel like I start my day
Well,
off a little
here's
bit better
why.
and not, mom.
Here's why I say happier. Because you already at 5, 6, 4 in the morning can say, I did something. Like you already checked off a box that 99.9% of the people in the world can't do. You know what I mean? So like I feel like it's that little accomplishment, which is huge, you did. So like you can be like, oh, I already started my day. I've been there, done that. Let's rock and roll.
Well, see, like the thing is like I told you yesterday, like my day kind of went a little crazy because I had everything kind of scheduled the way I wanted, and I got called to the funeral home with the kids. I had to cut a play date short. Billy
You
was
said
freaking
funeral home
out.
and cut. You gotta be careful with your words.
Billy was freaking out. Like my plan to go after dinner by myself. Now I had to like, he's freaking out because his play date. I had to go there with both of them, but it's like my workout was done.
Yeah.
So
you did it.
That's the advantage of me doing it early too, is because life is going to get in the way, you
Yeah.
know? So, but also I could have done it at 9:00 last night, but I want to not at night. Like I'm more of like, I'm not a morning person, but I
Yeah.
like to get things done earlier.
What time do you go to bed?
I try to be in bed by like 10:30.
How do you oh my God, how do you do?
I don't know. When Billy was up at 4:00 this morning, he's like, I need my light. Okay. So I go and I get his light. Then he comes back in. I guess Bill must have gotten up and got him a Band-Aid. He put Neosporin and a Band-Aid on his bug bite. And I'm like, okay, so now I feel him standing next to me. And he's like, my leg. I'm like, all right, let's just go in and put some calamine lotion on the bug bite so we can go back to sleep. This is all going on at 4:00 this morning. I'm like,
I'm a sleep snob. Oh, like 2 nights ago, the smoke alarm just went off for no reason.
Fun.
I believe like the ghosts did it. It was 1:30, and then after that, the day was done. Like I took me a while to fall back to sleep, and then I woke up, and again, I'm a sleep snob.
you were in a bad mood?
I was done.
Yeah.
But see, if you had gone for like a quick walk when you got up, it would have given you endorphins and it would have
should've
changed
done
your
that.
mind.
Yeah.
I think my anxiety was so here. Unfortunately, as a kid, I watched a lot of horror movies. So here's where the brain went. I knew I had to go check. My husband's just like all nonchalant, like, oh, it's okay. And I'm like, no, I got to check every room in this house. But then when I came downstairs, it was like, okay, is Freddie down here? Is Jason down here? Like, that's where we went.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like opening all the doors and I'm like, or
Gave
like,
me the connection there. That's why it's October that your anxiety gets worse, because it's probably close to Halloween and you're traumatized from all the horror things that you
See?
saw as a child.
There you go.
like
Your body keeps the score.
You
I read
wear-
that book. There's one.
you run up those stairs, you know, like when the
Yeah.
light goes out. Are you one of those people?
Yeah.
No,
Kathy does it.
I don't run up the
Like you
stairs.
used to like open the refrigerator and like try to get to your bed before it closed because you had the light.
I would literally have a flashlight with me. And then, like, I kid you not, like, this other house we lived in, the basement was so creepy. I've never sprinted. This probably was in the best shape of my life as a kid. I sprinted up those stairs like it was nobody's business because I figured,
Got
like,
scared.
the clown was going to grab my foot and pull me down.
Georgie.
Georgie? Meet Pennywise.
Oh, Savannah's room is decorated and all. Oh, yeah. I'm going to send you a picture when I get home.
No.
Yep.
So my husband is, like, deathly afraid of clowns. I kind of want to, like,
She sleeps with a nightlight of Pennywise
oh, no.
on the end of her bed. It's
Oh,
a
no.
nightlight of Pennywise. She's that middle kid. Yeah. She's got like him, the little figurine with the balloon. Oh, yeah.
No.
She has a blanket that she
I would
sleeps
never
with
go
that
in there
has
to
ghost
clean.
face on it.
I would never go in there to clean because it's staring at you. It's like that one doll you had as a kid. Damn it.
Sorry. See, here I go. You're going to have a nightmare tonight. I'm sorry.
I'm going to sage my body before I go to bed.
Childhood traumas.
Yeah, the thing that comes out of the toilet, you know, grabs your butt.
Some people might enjoy that.
And that's called a bidet, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it doesn't really grab your butt, it sprays your butt. Well, the newer ones, I'm sure, do a lot.
Oh, my God. So we went on this girls trip.
Tangent.
Real quick side note.
I need a button that goes tangent time.
No, so we went on this girls trip to AC in November, and my one friend's like, you gotta come in here. And I'm like, what? And she's like, sit on the toilet. So I sit, and she's like, no, pull your pants down. I'm like, whatever. So I pull my pants down, I sit on the toilet.
You're not
she's
supposed
like,
to share.
oh, it was a heated seat. And it was a sprayer that went from the back to the front. It was the most amazing thing I've ever
The heated seat grosses me out. The sprayer could be a good time.
I
Wash,
came
wash.
home, I was like, Bill, we need to buy one of these.
You could buy those things.
It's like $200 for the friggin' seat. Do you know how quick my kids would break that?
Oh, yeah, they would play with that. You would have water all over.
Really? I was like...
Let me ask you a question. Did it say washy, washy? Like when it was spraying? Washy, washy.
No, it didn't speak to me.
Oh.
But apparently, like, it's not just like you put it there. Like, you have to actually hook it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a...
They have portable ones, though. Like, my in-laws bought the heated
It was
seat.
awesome. We'll never forget that toilet seat.
I can't do a heated seat. It grosses me out. I think about germs and heat and nope. Your butt, no. No.
Think about it, too. Think about, like, the husbands. They spend so much time in there. If it's a heated seat, they're going to be in there that much longer.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Or all those people in AC who put their butt on that heated seat. Blech! I'm a germaphobe if you haven't realized. I can't.
It was a house.
That makes it worse.
I don't know.
Like Susie's husband Fred was up in there.
I don't know. I was up in there. It was nice. I liked it. I
thought-
really wish I
I don't
had
know
a
why-
seat like that in my house.
I tried. I didn't even know. I went to my in-laws and I sat down. I'm like, oh nope, I don't like it. Like my butt, no. Because you either hover, right? Because that's what we know as kids. You hover, or it's just depending on the seat. You don't do the shh ones anymore. The mold collector ones. Remember, like our grandmas had those.
The soft
foam.
ones.
Yeah, we don't
The
do those anymore
soft
because the mold
seats.
goes up in there.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's either
true.
like a hard porcelain or it's like a heavy duty plastic you sit on. I don't know.
Okay.
A heated seat.
And then you deal with the ones that are, like, too high or too short.
Comfort
the
height.
right height.
Yeah.
I have a comfort height in the bathroom, but the main bathroom is not.
Oh, so you're like on the floor in the main bathroom.
And then we have a squatty potty, so it's like
I love the squatty potty.
your knees are in your...
Oh, I love it. It helps you poop better.
Okay, here's the only problem. Germaphobe moment again. Here's the reason I don't like the squatty potty too much is because, like, I feel like people, when they're peeing, like little boys or men, they, like, splash on it, and then you put your feet on it, and it's just...
Well, you have to wipe it down.
I know, but that's another thing I have to clean.
I don't know. If it helps me go to the bathroom better, I think
Does it, though?
Yes.
Really? I feel like rocking, or you circle. Circling.
All right.
So
all right.
I don't eat meat. Let's start with that. But I crave a Big Mac every now and then, of course, McDonald's. So the one time I had a cheeseburger Happy Meal, again, I don't eat meat. I haven't had McDonald's since 1922. Oh, it ripped me apart.
Oh, man.
It was one of those, you're sweating
Can't
before
get
you have to go to
bathroom
bed. No, it wouldn't come out. It was in the stomach, and it's like there was a T-Rex in my stomach going through the intestines. Literally, every time it would move throughout the intestines and, move throughout, it was like, and then I would start sweating, and then you would feel like you have to go, and then don't go. I literally fell asleep on the bathroom floor, and then I woke up, and then finally you go, and it's like a potted plant when you go.
Okay.
And...
All right, I'm getting a visual.
But, like, I kid you not, I'm like Googling, and they said to circle because it moves it around, or to rock back and forth so it moves the bowel movements.
Or use a squatty potty.
I didn't have a squatty potty at that time, but we needed it out, and it was rough. So I don't eat.
Was that your last Big Mac?
Yes.
Good.
Never again.
Never again. Lesson learned.
Oh my God. And then to think people who eat that on the regular, bless your heart. Yeah. What does your microbiome look like? Let's be honest. What do you got up in there?
Oof.
Potted plant.
Potted plant.
That's another shirt I'll make. Just a potted plant.
Just a potted plant.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. It just like.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I do love the shirts. I keep talking about making shirts.
So are you more of a tea or a coffee shirt?
Well, hers is gonna have to be different because she's might need like not a sugar, maybe like a sugar cube or something added to it on the side. You're gonna laugh. I kind of was thinking about embellishments for the shirt.
Okay.
I have lace. I almost like started sewing like lace layers on the top, and I'm like, oh, then you need like black leather shoulder caps.
Like Gene Simmons.
Did he have a shirt like that?
I'm sure he had a lot of leather.
Okay. Or like even if I did like a studded,
Like a
pearl.
bedazzle?
Yeah. Well, not bedazzle, like pearl.
Okay.
Something. Because I'm T. That hurt. So she would be like, she would do the black coffee.
Yep.
Yeah, she's going to be black coffee. No
You
tea.
could do like a little like creamer, just like splashing in, just a little.
Just make sure it looks like creamer.
So many special. That's going to be a tier 3. We haven't adopted tier 3 yet here on Serve and Spill. So that's going to be a tier 3. We have a tier 1 now, which is decaf only. So
Okay,
that's
yep,
new.
I did see that.
And this is, tier 2. That's the only way they can, view.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them so many funny clips of our
Can't wait.
Kathy moments. This way they're going to be like, I got to see this. I'm going to have to like really go through and
This
find
has
all the
been a
moments.
great time.
Yeah. It's always a great time.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
I love
about
listening to you. I was telling Krystina the other day I was listening to the new one, and I almost spit my coffee out. I was laughing. And I'm
She
like, I'm
sent
at
it to
work
me.
too, and I'm like, oh my.
And I was like, wait, what did I say about the eyes? And then I re-listened. I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah. Oops.
Oops.
But wait,
Tangents.
what was last week? Not last week, the other one. The one that's coming out. Because we're like 2 weeks ahead of ourselves.
That's good.
I can't even remember.
I know. I was trying to think when
What
I was
were we
listening
talking
to it.
about? Control the... No.
No,
Control
that
the
was
Controllables
that
Canal.
one.
What the
Yeah.
heck were we talking about?
Oh, different kinds of... It was different kinds of... I don't know. We had lists of... No. I don't know. I don't know.
Ow. I don't remember either. Shoot. Oh my God. I have to edit it, so I'll watch.
We'll figure it out.
We don't know what we talked about last week, but here we are. At least we know what we talked about with Kathy. We talked about heated seats. We talked about potted plants. Hair therapy. Mm-hmm. This could be an interesting title I got to think about.
The North moves south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because like even the poop went from north to south, so that's a good connection.
From,
Here we
from
go.
north to south. From north to south. Like
North-
a potted plant.
Yeah, north to south. We could sell potted plant merch if we wanted to.
Ugh.
Now it's people pay for that, not the real stuff. We're not doing that. This is a whole nother podcast, whole nother podcast.
That's something that I've actually started doing. I have a lot of plants all of a sudden.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Kathy, you have to be very careful how you continue the flow of conversation. There needs to be a warning. Because it's like, you're selling your beep. Listen, in today's world, people are selling their feet. You do you, Kathy, whatever you want to do. But I highly don't suggest that because of the sanitary reason. Because she was like, hey, I started doing that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe she's definitely more dark coffee. She's a double espresso at that point.
Double espresso.
Triple?
Yeah. Oh, that'll really... You don't even need to rock or circle if you have some
We're going to call
double
her
espresso.
Extra Shock. That's an extra shock. Do you have a website? I'm just kidding.
I work with a girl she's from New Jersey too. She's like, it's more like the New York, New Jersey, and it has not left her. And she actually says to me the other day, she's like, you're from New Jersey too. Like, where did it all go? I said, I'm sorry. She's like,
Ew.
like, she was telling me about somebody else that we work with and how, like, I don't know, I guess they were kind of butting heads. And me being me, I'm like, well, I feel like you're both kind of the same person, which is why you probably aren't getting along, because
Right.
Yeah.
what you're not liking about that person is like you're both, forward, right? So she's like, but you're from New Jersey, you're like, where's all yours at? Like, where did... I'm like, well, I've kind of learned to not... I said, believe me, you get me going, it'll come out.
Oh, yeah. It's down. It's in
But
there.
I don't choose to be that way because, it's not healthy to be like so nasty and all that all the time.
Yeah.
I think when people say you're more reserved, I'm like, you're right, because you need to make a reservation for that Deana to come out. And you don't want that Deana to come out. It's an expensive reservation.
Yes. By
Like
invite
that.
only.
You need to make a reservation.
Yeah. make a reservation. Let me tell you, you'll get a 4-course meal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be good for you. You get a potted plant at the end.
You better come with a full appetite.
Get a potted plant at the end.
Giddy up. Put your bibby on there, sweetheart.
Slow as dirt.
Slow as dirt. I got to come up with something.
And my son will say that to me all the time. He'll be like, "Oh, there's the customer service voice. Can I have my mom now?"
Oh my God. It's kind of funny though.
It is pretty funny.
I like that. Do you have a public Instagram that people can follow, check out, or follow your podcast?
I have my own personal Instagram, but I have the Facebook page for the podcast, and it's on Spotify.
Okay.
And TikTok.
So I can definitely. What's that? Oh yeah, and TikTok. That's right. I just started the TikTok recently.
Yeah.
TikTok. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know the rest of the words, so that's it. Oh. No. Okay. Well, I tried. Kathy, I want to thank you so much for joining us on this crazy ride. I think now you understand when Krystina and I said we're going to create a podcast, what we meant by creating a podcast. It is definitely not the norm. It is definitely a wild ride where we suggest your hands are up always, you know.
You never know what's going to be said.
Free falling. We talked about everything today, and I greatly appreciate you not logging off and getting disturbed at any moment, at any time. I might be a sweet tea, but it's a spicy one.
Little jalapeno.
Little chai maybe in there.
Oh, yeah. We're really spicing up with the chai.
Oh, wait. Ow. Watch yourself there. No. Where Krystina's just like,
Yeah, no.
slow as dirt. Or slow as dirt means.
Slow as shit.
Oh, you whispered it.
I did say it. I told you I said it the other day when me and Billy were walking around the track and Savannah was really far behind. He's like, Mom, why is she all the way back there? I said, because she's slow as dirt, Billy. And I thought of you.
So I'm going to put it out in the universe because you know what Paris Hilton came out with? That's hot. Mm-hmm. I want to put out in the universe slow as dirt.
Slow as dirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slow as dirt.
Hashtag.
It's my saying.
Slow as dirt.
On today, what does it say? The 17th
of
August. Slow as dirt was adopted.
Slow as dirt.
Well, I mean not today, but you know what I mean. Slow as dirt.
Okay.
I feel like we need to have Kathy again for like a Halloween edition.
Okay.
Where we talk about like dark things.
Okay.
Dark and spooky.
Like my ex-husband. I'm just kidding.
We can name it DAF, right, Krystina?
Yes, DAF. That was always like.
What does that mean?
Dark as.
Oh.
That was the hair color.
Oh, it's...
Yep. DAF.
It's like, what color is your nail polish? DAF.
DAF.
What are we doing on your hair today? DAF.
DAF.
Oh, really? I didn't know this. I'm learning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dark as dirt.
Dark as dirt.
Dad. Welcome to the dad episode. Yeah? No?
No.
Okay.
Daff.
Anywho. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining here. I'm your sweet tea, Deana.
And I'm your black coffee, Krystina.
Make sure to hit us up on the Instagram, thequeenbuzz.com. It's thequeenbuzz.com, or follow Krystina.
Hair_fit_mom.
I always feel like there's more to it, but it's not.
There's not. That's all.
Every other Thursday, 6 a.m., a brand new episode here on Serve and Spill, where we serve it piping hot. Oh.
Oh. I don't think I could follow that. That was good.
You gotta do it. No, like more, like longer.
Okay.
There. Thanks, Kathy, so much.
Thank you. It was so much fun.